Stay tuned towards the end of the video for convention announcements. Don't miss them. 3 years ago, I showed you guys this collection of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I called it my Censored versus Uncensored collection. And in those 3 years, the collection has gotten a wee bit bigger. So, for today's video, I'm going to be showing you my Censored versus Uncensored collection updated. Without any further ado, let's begin. Roll that intro. What's up, Warlord Squad? My name is Anime Warlord, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while since my last video. That's because I was on vacation, but I'm back now. I'm all settled back in, and I'm ready to record some awesome videos for you guys. So, to celebrate me coming back to Chicago and being safe and sound and coming back to YouTube, I figure that I show you the updated version of my Censored versus Uncensored collection. Now, you guys already know that Yu-Gi-Oh cards in Japan are way different than the cards that we get overseas. Because, you know, the Japanese have different artworks. Some of them are graphic. Some of them are a little bit more violent. Some of them are a little bit more dark. Some of them are very, very sexy, etc., etc., etc. While here in the West, it's just basically censored galore because gotta think of the kids. So, like I said before in the beginning of the video, it's been 3 years since I first showcased this collection, and in those 3 years, the collection has gotten much bigger, and it will still continue to get bigger as I continue to track more OCG Yu-Gi-Oh cards and find their censored counterparts. Alright, so, without any further ado, here's the updated version of my Censored versus Uncensored collection. I hope you enjoy. Okay, first and foremost, we have the collection of cards that still need their censored counterparts. Alright, first and foremost, we have the most recent card that I collected for 2023 this year, and that is Elemental Hero Burstinatrix. It's taken me quite a long time to find a Japanese Elemental Hero Burstinatrix, but I'm glad that I finally found her. I think I purchased her on eBay for like about 30 bucks, if I remember correctly. That's not too bad, and the card's in really, really great condition. Ooh boy, in the previous year, 2022, I had a field day when it came to OCG Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because I've collected so many of them. Here is Parasite in all of its terrifying glory. Yeah. Here is all of the letters on the Japanese spirit board. D-E-A-T-H. Put them together and you spell the word death. Cure Mermaid. And finally, Tomosaurus. And for the final cards that still need their censored counterparts are Grave Robber, Last Day of Witch, Mystic Tomato, Share the Pain, and Roulette Barrel. Next up are the cards that you can only get in Japan or cards that never made it overseas. First up is the ever iconic Cyber Commander, aka Hirato Honda or Tristan Taylor's favorite. Here is Horn Imp, Wood Clown, Air Eater, Ghoul with an Appetite, and finally, White Dolphin. And here it is, you guys, what you all been waiting for. The Censored versus Uncensored collection. Alright, first and foremost, we have Lesser Fiend. Japanese, overseas. Honestly, the Japanese version kind of looks like a heavy metal poster almost, doesn't it? Next up is Harpy Queen. Everybody knows Harpy ladies and any other sexy designs, you know, just basically get covered up overseas, and the Japanese. Dark Witch, overseas, Japanese. Literally the most revealing Yu-Gi-Oh card that I have, Water Omotics, overseas, and Japanese. Yep, still the most revealing Yu-Gi-Oh card to date. Injection Fairy Lily, overseas, and the Japanese. You know, finding Injection Fairy Lily with the Red Cross background and the Red Cross hat is a little bit more harder to find because the Japanese one also has the same background as the one in the overseas version. Next up is literally a game of spot the differences. Spicy Spy has so many sensors, it is absolutely batshit crazy. So you guys can pause the video yourself and try and see how many sensors you can spot, or you can honestly look up the card yourself. Next up is the original Harpy Lady, overseas, Japanese. And finally for the monsters, the darkest Yu-Gi-Oh card that I have to date is Maji Gire Panda. And the main reason why it's the darkest, it's because of the image. It shows a graphic depiction of domestic violence. Can't get any more darker than that, am I right? Okie dokie. Next up are the spell cards. Alright, first and foremost, we have Dian Keto, the Cure Master. Here's the overseas one, and here is the Japanese one. Damn. You sure know how to heal 1,000 life points, if you know what I mean, boys! Anyways, next is Premature Burial. Here's the overseas one, and here is the Japanese one. Next is Foolish Burial. Wow, Foolish Burial right after Premature Burial. What are the odds of that? Here is the overseas one, and here is the Japanese one. Here is the Book of Life. Here's the overseas one, and here is the Japanese one. Now, if you look closely, the reason why Book of Life was censored overseas, it's because over there on the book is a tiny little Ankh. And when this came out overseas, when this card came out overseas, they replaced the Ankh with a little bird. Next is the Dark Magic Curtain. Here's the Japanese one, and here is the overseas one. Next up is another revealing card, but not as revealing as Water Robotics. Here is the ever iconic Soul Release. That's the overseas one, and that's the Japanese one. Really nice underboob action. Next up is Chorus of Sanctuary. Here is the Japanese one, and here is the overseas one. And finally for the spell cards, we have the ever iconic Shield and Sword. Overseas, Japanese, and finally the traps. First and foremost for the traps, we have Ultimate Offering. Overseas, a Japanese. Next up is Dramatic Rescue. Overseas, Japanese. The Japanese one is a whole lot more daring. Like, what kind of guard turns away when this guy's trying to save the damsel in distress? These are like the worst guards ever. Next is Magic Jammer. Here's the overseas, and here's the Japanese. And finally for the trap cards, Backup Soldier. Overseas, Japanese. Alright everybody, that was the updated version of my censored versus uncensored collection. If you guys have a favorite card that I showcased in today's video, let me know in the comment section below. And before we go, you guys, some convention announcements. This year for 2023, I'm going to attend 4 cons. Yep, that's right, you heard me. I said 4 conventions. So, for con number 1, I'm going to be going back to C2E2, but I'm only going for 1 day on April 1st. There's no fooling there. It's an actual fact. I'm going. Convention number 2, I'm finally going to ASIN for the first time. Yep, you heard me right. I'm going to Anime Central, one of the biggest cons in the world. Oh my god, I am really, really excited to attend ASIN because people have been requesting me to go to ASIN for the longest time, and now I'm finally going to make it happen in 2023, baby! Convention number 3. I'm going back to Anime Midwest in the summer, and in the winter, I'm going back to Con Alt Delete because I haven't been to Con Alt Delete since 2019, and I cannot wait to attend again. So, those are all my cons I'm going to be attending for 2023, and I hope to see you there. All right, you guys, that just pretty much all wraps things up for today's video. If you guys like today's video, give it a like. If you guys have anything to say about today's video, give it a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for future nerdy videos when they come out. You guys already know who I am. I'm Anime Warlord. Stay nerdy, stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Peace out!